What's up, everybody? This is Morgan Flowerchild of Flowerchild Productions Incorporated, and you are watching Amplified Exposure Live with Teresa B. Let's get it.
What's up, Facebook? This is your girl, Teresa B, coming to you live and direct from Amplified Exposure Live. Today, I have my wonderful guest, Mr. Curtis Vaughn, one of the dopest, hottest producers, directors, actors out there today. And he came on my show today, not just because he's dope like that, but he came on my show today because he likes me. So for those of you out there,
I do.
You do. So for
Thank
those
you for
of
having
you out there in Roku land, TV land, rock with us. We got about 30 minutes of goodness. Okay.
All right.
What's going on, Mr. Curtis?
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. First of all, as you can see, I'm in the studio. Got to give a shout out to my boy, super producer Trey Boy over here. Speak to the people, Trey Boy.
Hello, everybody.
What's going on?
A lot of people don't know, but I was into music before I even started acting, and so Trey Boy has revitalized that part of me, and so he produced a dope track for a song called "I'm So God," and that's what we're here recording tonight. So kind of killing two birds with one stone right now.
Okay,
but TreyBoyMusic.com, TreyBoyMusic.com, TREBOEY music.com, right? Check him out. He's very dope.
All right. I need some beats. I'm just saying.
That you need some beats, Trey Boy.
I got you covered.
Okay, good. All right. Well, it's good to see you. Good to know your background, and we can't wait for that single to come out. Do you have a date actually?
Actually it'll be out next year. Well, next year is around the corner. But yeah, it'll be out with the EP, with the other singles that's coming out, and also be in a couple of movies, probably one of Curtis Vaughn movies. So we'll be seeing, yeah.
Okay. So let's get started let's start from how it all got started in your life. How did you become an actor? And then we'll elevate to the other parts that you have worked on.
All right. So I have a cousin named Deborah Atkins here in Houston. Everybody in H-Town knows she's been doing plays for quite a while. And just to give you the short story, she approached me about being in a play many years ago. I didn't really want to do it because, that wasn't me, and so a friend of mine at the time talked me into it. I went to my cousin's house for a rehearsal. I remember I had like 10 lines because that was the deal. As long as I'm not on stage long, I'll do it. And so I had about 10 lines, ended up getting the lead role, like 56 lines. I memorized them that night, and or the next night came to rehearsal, and she was like, okay, gave me the lead role. And once we did that first show, I guess you could say the rest was history. I was bitten by the bug. And from then on, it kind of got out that I could memorize a script in one night. And people were calling me to replace people at a moment's notice. And I found out I could get paid to do it. I was ignorant to all of that, And so it kind of went from becoming something to do to my passion and ministry, But that's kind of how it all got started. My cousin Deborah Atkins, working together as one.
Gotcha. Shout out to Curtis Vaughn, H-Town Miss B. She's in the house. Okay.
All right, Miss Bree.
All right. Well, that's good. So I'm also into theater.
Okay.
But I pay my actors. I don't know what you was going through. I know that was your cousin and all, but I pay you.
So, no. This was, back when we did that, she put on like little skits at the multi-purpose center. Back then, it was really like community theater. You know what I'm saying? So these were family members, church members, You know, she'd write out these skits, just something for the community to come out and love on each other and enjoy entertainment. You know, it wasn't like we was over at the Fox Theater, you know. So no, we pay people too, and you know, but yeah, now this was just for the community theater at that time. And I was maybe 19, 20 years old. You know, I was excited, nervous but excited, but I had a great time, and yeah, here I am.
Okay. And how many years ago?
A bunch. Let's see, probably about 30.
30 years.
Yeah.
You don't look a day over 20. Stop playing.
Oh, look at you. And let's send this check to her right there. I turned 50 this year.
Really?
I did.
I turned 50 this year too.
Well, look at you. See, black don't crack.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless you own it.
We might be cousins. I'm just saying, good genes running the family.
Good genes, man. Good genes, you know.
So after you went on to do the skits with Cousin, what was your next move?
My next production, I run into an old childhood friend of mine, Ramona Mays, and I asked her, you know, hey, what you got going? What you doing? And so she told me she was an assistant to two ladies, Nita Pittman and Barbara Hudson. They had a company called Bobcat Productions. And she said, we're about to take this play on tour. And so I did one little skit. I was like, hey, I'm an actor. Tell them I act. And so she told them. And they had me to come in. They were rehearsing over at Texas Southern University. Miss Nita Pittman, who's a mentor to me, she was the dean of students over at the time. And almost the exact same scenario. I went to the rehearsal. The guy that was playing the lead role, I guess he was having a lot of schedule conflicts. I took the script home, memorized his part. I came back, they let him go, and I started working with them. You know, just we did a couple of cities with the play. Incredible show. We did two shows actually. They had two different productions back to back, and then while I was in rehearsal for that play, they were holding auditions in Houston for a movie called Jason's Lyric. And so a lot of the guys who were also students at TSU went to the audition. And I didn't go. You know, I was like, you know, hey, I'm not an experienced actor. I don't have headshots. I don't have a resume. I'm not going. And so they all went. They came back with their little sides that they read for and everything. And, you know, I was cool with it. I was like, hey, you know, good luck to you all, you know. And so a guy named James Smith, who was he was a senior in communications over at TSU, he would come up and watch us rehearse. And he was about to shoot his senior project. And he approached me one day and he was like, hey, man, I think you're a pretty good actor. I'd like for you to be in my senior project, if you don't mind. I was like, all right, cool. So while we were shooting his project, he said, hey, did you go audition for the movie Jason's Lyric? And I was like, nah. You know, I told him the same reason. And he said, well, I think you should go, man. I work transportation for them. You know, I drive the producers and stuff where they want to go. And right now they're location scouting. But I think you should go. So I said, okay. So I went to the office twice and I got turned away twice. And so he shot a scene of me, just an impromptu scene. And he took it to Jackie Reed, who was the casting director, and said, I think you need to see this guy. And she said, okay, tell him to come to the callback. And I went to the callback and I got cast.
See there. Favor ain't fair.
It ain't, but it's got to fall somewhere. Might as well fall on me.
Wow, Jason's Lyric was a huge movie back then. Good job.
I still get checks from Jason's Lyric. Thank y'all. I appreciate it.
Oh wow. Would you like to share as a Christmas gift?
Well, you know, it's probably a little bit of gas money. It may be enough for a hot dog or a burger, but hey, it's free. I ain't tripping. Residuals is a beautiful thing.
So I know that put you on the map. And so as far as acting was concerned, so what came next?
And a lot of people were trying to get me to move out to LA. But at that time I already had kids, you know, so I couldn't see me packing the wagon and moving west. You know, I was SAG eligible because it's a union film. And so, you know, and then I kind of got a little cocky. I was like, you know what, I ain't got to go to Hollywood to make it. I'm gonna bring Hollywood to me, you know. And so I started getting into more plays, more film. Excuse me. I started touring with the play called stage play called Diary of Black Men. How Do You Love a Black Woman, written by Mr. Thomas Melanson, who was a legend here in Houston. Shout out to Mr. Clarence Whitmore. He was in Jason's Lyric also. He cast me in that production, and I toured with them for about a decade. That's actually the longest touring African American play in U.S. history. That play has toured for over 25 years. It's been to several countries, over to London. It's been to Toronto. I went to Toronto with it. We almost sold out the Sony Theater, which at that time was the largest theater in North America. It held like 3,500 people, and we almost sold that twice. And so once I toured with that for a while and came back and did some more local plays and independent films. And then while on that tour, we did a show in Atlanta at the Fox Theater. And they said, hey, this guy named Tyler Perry is coming backstage. He wants to meet the cast. And so I said, all right. And I went and shook his hand briefly. Then I went on back, to finish getting into character, And about a month and a half later, I was shooting a film, independent film, with my boy Cliff Mack, Blue Gorilla Media Group, and we were shooting the film. And I kept getting a phone call all day from this 404 area code, and I was like, I don't know nobody in Atlanta, so I wouldn't answer the call. And they literally called all day, and they wouldn't leave a message. And I said, I mean, if they're not leaving a message, they don't want to talk to me. So that evening, I went to the barbershop, and I went ahead and answered the phone. Now I got attitude because you keep calling me. So I'm like, hello. And he said, hey, this is Tyler Perry. May I speak to Curtis Vaughn, please? And I thought somebody was playing on the phone. And I was like, this is he. Who is this? And then he said, I met you backstage at the Fox Theater with Diary Black Man. You were pretty good in that play. And then I knew it was legit, and I said, thank you. I appreciate it. What's going on? He said, what you doing right now? I said, getting a haircut. He said, I didn't mean right now. In terms of projects right now, and so he told me he wanted to cast me in his play, Why Did I Get Married? And I said, okay, cool. I'm thinking like maybe a month away, 2 months away. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna call you right back with my travel agent to get your information. And he hung up. And so I was at the barbershop. I'm like, hey, y'all, Tyler Perry just called my phone. And they was all like, yeah, right. And then my phone rang again, so I put it on speakerphone. And I was like, yeah, this is Curtis. And he was like, hey, this is my travel agent. Give her your information. We're going to fly you to Cleveland tomorrow morning. I was like, wow. And so it happened just that fast. Flew me out to Cleveland because that's where he was doing Medea's family reunion in that city. So we rehearsed, Kelly Price, Chico DeBarge. And we went on. We had a great tour. We toured for almost 2 years with that play. Wow. Great time. I'm not on the DVD. Now, the last week, because Tyler wasn't with us, he was still touring with Medea. Mm-hmm. So they wasn't sure how that play was going to, the producers, how successful that play was going to be, because that was the first play of his that Medea wasn't in. So they only routed the play out for 3 months. Mm-hmm. So when the play started out, the play was making $500,000 a week.
A week.
They had to scramble to route out the rest of the play. Yeah, that's how successful the play was. They brought Levan. He came in, great dude. He played my dad in the play. It's a little different than the movie, but we had a great time. That was an incredible tour. And so from there, they kind of let me know, hey, I can do my thing too, So I started my own production company, Acting Bad Productions, once I came off the road with that. And so started writing my own plays and, touring to different cities. I've pretty much been all over Texas, Louisiana, taking a couple of shows into Alabama. And so, we still holding on.
Well, you be sure to tell him that I am one of his biggest fans.
Well, you there in Atlanta with him. I don't. You closer to him than I am.
I've been told where the area where he lives, and I was tempted to take my books and just stand over the gate and just throw them over the gate. But I thought that would be kind of.
I don't know if y'all want to meet that way, because he may just come out and wave while you're in the backseat of the police car, But I don't believe he's at that house anymore that he flew us out to. We went to his house twice, which was the same home in Diary of a Mad Black Woman, I believe. But I think he sold the house.
That was in Douglasville.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Hmm.
But it was incredible. It was an incredible house. It looked like a corporation. Yeah, it was massive. Yeah, it was. He gave us a tour. He needed a ladder to get in this bed. Yeah, it was massive.
Wow.
Massive.
So,
But yeah.
do you guys still keep in touch now?
No, you know what? I'm cool with the. I've done a lot of projects with a lot of celebrities, and a lot of them I held their phone numbers, and I've never called. There's only maybe one or two that I've ever actually kept in touch with. I didn't want to be one of those guys that who I know so and so. Watch, let me give him a ring so you can see that I know him. That's never really been me. I never really been a name dropper, because I've never really put anybody on a pedestal. I feel like we all equal. Just because you got discovered in this, that, and the other doesn't put you here. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm not envious of anybody. I, I support everybody, in what they do. I'm great, where I am. People are still like, how come you haven't gone to Hollywood? To be honest with you, I have no desire to be a movie star. I've never really had a desire to be a movie star. You know, I stage plays. I love live theater, man. There's nothing like it to me. Even my agency that I'm with now in Houston, Pastor and Bosby, I was with them in the late 90s, early 2000s, and then I kind of took a hiatus because I was traveling a lot with stage plays. And even when I rejoined with them, I even told them, don't send me on any movie auditions, just commercials, and I'm good with that. So I am about to start shooting my own films. I have 3 films of my own lined up to start shooting in 2022. So. But yeah, to me, theater is ministry, and you reach so many more people. I guess what really did it for me when I knew that this is what I was supposed to do is when I was touring with Nita Pittman and Barbara Hudson with Barbcat Productions. I remember we did a play, and we were in San Antonio. This was back in the '90s, and this show was called, at the time, it was called Cora's Sons, about 4 brothers who had fallen out with one another. I was the oldest brother. I fallen out with my dad. We all had a beef with somebody, and 20. It took us 20 years to come back together. It took our mother's funeral for us to come back home and smooth things out. Of course, there was a lot of drumming, within there. But I remember this gentleman walked up to us after the play, and he said, "I haven't spoke to my brother in 17 years, and because of this play, I'm gonna go home and call him." And that was so impactful to me. That let me know right there that what I was doing was purposeful,
Yeah.
and that's something that I've never forgotten. And I've received more testimonies from different players over the years, but that's where it is for me. Just inspiring and motivating and encouraging and building people up, reconciliation. And then I started, and I don't think it was coincidence that a lot of plays that I was in after that had to do with reconciliation within the family. Because I am very family oriented. I hate when I meet people that there's a rift in their family. They don't get along with their mom. They're not talking. Man, that hurts me. Because anybody who knows me know that me and my mama like this. We're like, she probably on listening right now. We're like this, and I want everybody to have that relationship, with their mother, with their kids, their father. Is very important to me. I mean, I know we have family we're born with, and we have family that we meet. Because I definitely have a lot of friends that are family. Trey Boy is a family member of mine. We've always been close, always been tight. But
Okay. Give Mama a shout out.
say it again.
I said, give Mama a shout out.
Hey, Mama, and Angela Catherine. She over there dying laughing. Everybody love my mama laugh. My mama had a type of infectious laugh where you don't even have to know what she laughing at. You'll start laughing because she laughed with all her might. With all her might. She is a mighty
Yes,
laugher.
Mama.
Hey. Yeah.
So I'm hearing an echo, which means there's another device running in your room. So if your producer is watching it from his phone, he's gonna have to turn it off because that echo
No.
is no.
Nobody's watching it. My phone is off. His phone is off. There's nothing else running in here. I'm not sure what it is.
Weird. Okay. Do you hear the echo or is it just me?
It's just you. I can't hear. You hear echo? He doesn't hear an echo either.
Okay, good. Awesome. All right. So after you went to theater, movie, and then you became a director in film, or did you go straight to producing?
I became a director in theater
In
because
theater.
because when I started my own production company, then I started directing plays, and then from plays I directed someone's video, and then that kind of morphed into film. Um, and now I'm doing crew work as far as first AD. Like it's all coming full circle. Like I'm so excited about it. I'm first AD. I have a friend of mine here, Johnny Ray Gibbs. He's shooting a movie called Old Man Jackson. It's hilarious. I'm first AD on that film. Um, First AD and producer on the film that's out right now called Eureka Road. My daughter Chloe made her feature film debut in that. My 12-year-old, and which I'm gonna start actually. My daughter Chloe and Cameron. They're a trip. You saw them on the picture with me earlier.
Mm-hmm.
They stay on. I never have to say action. They are some drama queens, and so I'm working on something for them for next summer. So
And they are beautiful, by the way. Those two
thank you. I
girls.
appreciate it. There's something else. They keep me on it. I promise you. Yeah, I promise you. That may be why I still look so young. I don't know. They keep me on the go. But
Yeah. Well, children always tend to do that.
hmm and then I'm a poet too. A lot of people don't know that either. I'm actually about to do a live poetry book of my pieces, which I have over 20 right now. But yeah, I'll do spoken word.
Do you
And
have
so
a name or title?
not yet, not yet. Me and my mom are co-writing a book right now about our lives, and so that'll be out next year. The book is called "Holding Hands with Hell," and so just kind of um, takes you on a journey of our lives, because we definitely went through hell and back. I mean, and I'm so glad that she's coming on this journey with me. It's taking some time. Really, she completed what and she was so hesitant about doing it because, you know, having to relive a lot of moments, that she's come through, had to bring some things back to the forefront of her memory, But I remember telling her, God didn't save you for you. He saved you to go back and to save others. So there's no doubt in my mind that this book is going to give people their breakthrough, or just to let them know that if you have a drug addiction, or someone close to you has a drug addiction, there's always hope. Never give up on them. I was raised in a dope house, where all kind of debauchery went on anything you can imagine went on in this house that no kid should have been confronted with, but God brought us through that situation together, which is why our bond is so strong now. It's unbreakable, and so she finally said okay, and so I was pushing her to write the book, and now she's done. We just waiting on my slow butt to finish up my story. But I wanted to share two different perspectives from the same situation, and that's why I wanted to co-author with her. Because she's speaking from the perspective of a recovering drug addict, and I'm speaking from the perspective of a child who had to go through that. You know,
Mhm.
Not knowing if the next day we were gonna still be here, or if she was gonna still be here. Because I'm telling you, when you read this book and you just see some of the things that happen, you're gonna be like, wow, like this was really God to bring us
Wow.
through, these experiences. So
Wow.
yeah, I'm excited about that.
Do you have any siblings that
I do, I
went
do.
through?
I have my sister, Ray Angela. She's 8 years under me, and then I have a brother, Raymond, or Ray Cush, as he goes by. He's 20 years under me, almost 20 years to the day, August 6th, August 9th. So
Okay.
yeah, he's an artist. He raps, and you can check him out, Ray Cush, on YouTube. He's doing his thing. I'm extremely proud of him. And so those are two siblings that I have with my mom. And then my dad, I have two siblings with my dad, Tanya and Joy. Joy is actually a professional opera singer. She lives in New York, travels all over the world, doing her thing. So proud of her.
All right. So the talent sprinkled out amongst the siblings, I see.
It did. It's kind of funny how that happened. Kind of funny how that happened. But yeah, because you don't really like we didn't grow up like the Jacksons, you know what I'm saying, where we were all in the same household and this person was singing this person, it didn't happen like that, but my family is full of talent, like how some families they have a certain theme, like you may have a family that's a serious family. You may have a family that they just come up with creative ideas and make money. My family is full of comedians. Like everybody is so funny. My great uncles and they're all gone now. God rest their souls. But oh my goodness, if you were around my uncle Albert and my uncle Sonny and my uncle Eddie, Uncle Clem, you were gonna laugh. Like they were so funny all the time, all the time. And so that's one thing that we do when we have family gatherings. I lost a cousin 2 weeks ago. His funeral was last week, and so even at the repast, we were able to get together and just laugh and love on each other. So we love to laugh. We love to have a good time. So I'm really, really surprised that we don't have any professional comics, in my family, Um, and I've always kind of wanted to dabble with it, but I was like, nah, man, that ain't for me. I don't know if I had a temperament to go up there and get booed off stage. I'm gonna be ready to meet somebody in the parking lot. Even though I did do open mic a couple of times, but I have a lot of friends here in Houston that are comics, and they're great, And thank you, Gifted Sister. I appreciate it. And so I just kind of leave that to them. I go out and support them. Um, I do have a script that I've written, a comedy script called Killed. And so I wrote this play 7 years ago and still have not put it on stage yet. We got close last year. I did the casting for it and we had rehearsals and everything. And then one of the cast members had to fall back, to take care of his family. That was understandable. So I say, hey, let's just put this down for right now, and then we'll revisit it, next year. So, but I'm
Okay.
excited about putting that on stage and filming it, shooting it as a series too. So, yeah.
Nice. Nice. So what's up? What's going to happen at the beginning of 2022?
Um, there's a brother. I mean, many things, but I have a brother, JoJo Williams. He's actually in South Carolina, Johnson, South Carolina. I came out there with him last month to Atlanta. He has a stage play called Mr. Mouse and the Rat Pack. Incredible show. We did a show in Athens, Georgia, and then we had two to postpone in Augusta. But we have some dates coming up in February in North Carolina. I'm probably back in South Carolina and back in Georgia as well. Uh, um, Jovan Johnson from Tyler Perry's The Oval. He stars in it with me, and then he has three guys that are impersonators of Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, and Frank Sinatra. These guys are spot on. Like you would think that you are watching the real deal. These guys are incredible. They're incredible. And then Sedasia, she's a young lady that stars in the play also. A great singer. Her songs are doing incredible right now. I think she had the number one Christmas song on I think they had a contest and she won best Christmas song, but she's doing her thing. But just and he's gonna kill me because I can't think of his label or his website. Just Joe Rick. I don't know. I'll give that to you in case you want to post it later. I don't know. But anyway, so I know I'll be back out doing back over there doing that production, Mr. Mouse and the Rat Pack, and then we have several films that we're working on that will be shooting in 2022. So I'll be posting that information, holding auditions. I still do my acting workshops, which is So You Want to Act, which is kind of takes things back to square one. I had a really big successful workshop last month out in San Antonio for a modeling agency, and just kind of breaks it down for those who've always wanted to get started and don't really know where to go, how to get started, how to prepare themselves for the audition. It's not a lot of acting workshops that focus on the audition process. Most of them just kind of teach you how to do character analysis and breakdowns and improvisational acting and things like that. Okay, that's great if I get the role, but how do I get the role?
Right.
So So that's where that workshop comes in handy. There's no acting in it at all. It's all note taking, just based over my 20 plus years of experience in the business, on what to expect and how to prepare yourself, the do's and don'ts of the audition process, So I love it. I do, because it's kind of like just taking somebody and molding them, into something incredible, and like, hey, go do your thing,
Well, we need more people like you to give back and give that training. So kudos to you and your camp for doing that and taking time out for the little people like me. So
we all do. Look here, we got Tyler Perry, and then you got us. We all do.
Yeah, we all down here.
Yeah.
So is there a way, if someone wanted to contact you or have you join a play or movie, how would they get in contact with you?
I'm on social media, Curtis Vaughn, Facebook, Instagram. That's the best way to reach me. I get talked about all the time. I don't promote myself very well. I've never been good at that. Because people still stay on me about doing my own podcast and this, that, and the other. That's a lot of work, and I don't think people want to hear me talk all day and every day on something. I just don't. I don't think that. I don't have Twitter. I don't do TikTok. I barely do Facebook. I keep forgetting I have Instagram. For real, I'm not on there like that. I'm not.
Well, we're going to thank Miss Cassandra right now for introducing us, because you was like, I don't know.
And I have to go back and watch her, because I know she was on earlier. So so I'm gonna go back and check hers out, because she was like, log in right now, and I was like, I can't. I'm in the studio. I'm recording. I can't do it right now, but I will go back and look at it. So she did send me the YouTube link to check it out. So I certainly will. So thank you, Cassandra Skinner, for this opportunity, or Miss Trinity, as we call her, because she is an incredible poet. So yeah, but thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it, and I'll be tuning in to catch more of your shows. So kudos to you and what you do, and helping to bring the spotlight to people and their gifts that can go on to continue to bless. And it's the gift that keeps on giving.
It definitely is. So I want to thank you for coming on my show today. For some reason, I'm still hearing this echo. I don't know why y'all can't hear it. Maybe you'll hear it later. Hello. But
you can't hear it.
Sound effects.
He says the sound effects.
But it ain't supposed to be happening. It's a sound effect that ain't supposed to be happening. So, but I want to thank you so much for coming on my show. Thank you for your, I'm gonna call him Mix Master.
Mix Master. Trade boy. Trade boy.
Thank him for producing music, because I'm gonna have to talk to him about some beats later.
I'm telling you, man, you hear this song right here? We doing I'm So God.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, make sure you visit the site, TreyBoyMusic.com. Check out the music, the R&B music. Let us know what you think.
I'll text information to you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And send me a sample of that song as well. I would love to hear it.
No doubt.
Instrumental. We'll do.
All right. Well, y'all have a blessed and Merry Christmas. Kiss the girls for me. And
absolutely.
Enjoy.
You do the same. All right.
See you later.
Peace.
Holla.